Hey residents, welcome to Dangerville. In a previous video, we uncovered what happened to Behemoth, the mighty protector of Earth's forests and jungles after he elected to bow to Godzilla. Now we will continue this series with information revealed about what happened to another titan from King of the Monsters, Scylla, the ocean-faring crustacean monster. What will be revealed today comes from Godzilla Dominion, the graphic novel prequel to Godzilla vs. Kong that helps fill in the gaps between the movies, and shows us what the G-Man was up to in the years leading up to his battle with Kong. Make sure to grab yourself a copy of this fantastic comic if it's something you would enjoy. It's one of the best out there. What happened to Scylla? Let's get to it. So before we get into what happened to Scylla during Dominion, let's quickly recap what happened after she elected to submit to Godzilla. Reports from the series state that in the lore, Scylla was able to emit so much liquid nitrogen into the planet's oceans that the polar ice caps no longer melted, fixing the problem of rising sea levels around the globe and overall just making the planet much more healthy and viable for life. But Scylla apparently gets bored easily, as it wasn't long before she began to grow restless with her new role in Godzilla's world. And this is when the Titan decided to take drastic actions against the King of the Monsters. This leads us to the events of Godzilla Dominion. We find Godzilla resting deep within the ocean, enjoying the small things that come with being the baddest beast on the planet, when abruptly, his senses peak at full alert. One of his lessers, the monster known as Titanus Scylla, has become violent and is challenging his orders to stand down. After a brief swim, Godzilla breaches the surface of the ocean and is then face to face with his new foe. The dialogue that translates Godzilla's thoughts details how the G-Man deals with this treason. He recalls how Scylla recently bowed to his supremacy, but now she threatens him. And for that, the foolish Titan must learn a lesson. Off the Georgian coast of the United States, humanity is already giving it all they can to repel Scylla, but to no avail. It doesn't matter what weapons they use, it won't stop the monster from reaching her goal, an old lost atomic warhead that sits on the channel floor. Godzilla can sense this bomb's energy, and knows that if Scylla is able to feed off of it, that the bomb will detonate and destroy so much of his territory in the vicinity. The land and life in the area will suffer, so Godzilla makes his move. The fight is quick and brutal. Godzilla is much stronger and heavier than Scylla, but her tendrils are able to wrap around Godzilla's head. Here it looks like Scylla uses an, until now, unknown weapon. Her tendrils emit what looks like high voltage beams of electricity. Maybe it would have harmed Godzilla if it wasn't for the massive oil containers that sit unfortunately so close to the monster battle. In a crackling instant, the area around the monsters erupts in a hellish explosion, allowing Godzilla to break free, and this is when the king decided to end the fight. Godzilla torques his massive body around with such speed and force that when his tail impacts on Scylla's body, the monster goes flying hundreds of yards through the air, skipping over the water like a thrown rock. When Scylla finally slows to a halt, she turns to face Godzilla one more time. All it takes is for Godzilla to flex his mighty chest out at the combative titan, and the crustacean turns tail and flees. The G-Man attempts to pursue, but it's said that Scylla was so afraid of another ass-whooping that she sped away from him to the point where he couldn't even keep up with her in the water. She won't challenge him again anytime soon. And that's the last we see of Scylla in the comic, but the lore says that she finds a frozen lake near the southern tip of South America and proceeds to go back into a deep hibernation. It was her king's orders after all. Godzilla Dominion gives us die-hard fans so much extra lore for the universe that we love, and I really can't say how much I enjoy that and the book itself. The Titans of the Monsterverse are epic, and we all wanted to see more of them, so it's nice that at least the graphic novel is available to help us there. This fight also gives us more evidence that Godzilla really doesn't want to kill any of the other Titans unless he has to. He could have kept pursuing Scylla like he did with Ghidorah or the Mutos, but since she was only attacking out of hunger and wasn't actively challenging him or wanting to destroy the balance of his world, he allowed her to live as long as she backed off. This was one of the more fun monster fights you can see, graphic novel or not, and I was happy to see Scylla give the G-Man a little competition. We know he was going to win 99% of his fights, but showing that the other Titans can at least get the upper hand on him a few times is just a nice little bonus. And allows Godzilla to somehow feel a little bit more relatable than if he was just one-shotting every other Titan out there. Alright residents, don't forget to check out our Behemoth video that details what happened to the furry beast before Godzilla vs. Kong. Stomp the subscribe button so you can watch one of our next lore videos that comes out based on Godzilla Dominion. There are more stories about old faces and some brand new monsters, so I hope to see you back in Dangerville for more of those videos. Thank you all so much for your time today. This has been Jacob, and I will see you in the next one.